Nigeria under threat. In this video, we are going to separate fear from facts about US intervention. The views expressed in this video are for analysis and discussion purposes. They do not necessarily reflect the views of IGBO AREA TV or its partners. When the world's most powerful man says he may send troops into your country to rescue Christians, you cannot ignore it. That is the fact. But is this really about religion? Is America coming for our soil, our oil? Today, we look at the facts and the fear, because many are already afraid. Everything behind that storm, we are looking at it. Recently, US President Donald Trump made a dramatic statement about Nigeria. He said the US may cut aid, that is aids in terms of money and other things given to Nigeria, and they may even send troops or carry out airstrikes to protect Christians in Nigeria. And he said it's on the basis of moral obligation, claiming Christians in Nigeria are under threat. It is their right to rescue them if Nigerians or the government in place in Nigeria cannot rescue them. The Nigerian government, including President Bola Tinubu, rejected the idea that Nigeria is a religiously intolerant country. They reminded the world that violence in Nigeria is complex and affects multiple groups. Political analysts Reuben Abati of IGBO TV wants Nigerians not to be distracted by the fear or false narratives that a lot of people are spreading. He said, I don't subscribe to argument that America is coming for our oil. They are even supplying crude oil to Dangote refinery. They are not even buying our gas from Nigeria, LNG. They get their gas from elsewhere. Abati reminds us that the US, like all superpowers, acts based on its own interests, not necessarily ours. Abati also stresses that the real solution is good governance in Nigeria. If you are doing well, we will not be afraid. If the country is peaceful, secure, and properly managed, we will not be afraid of external threats because they won't exist.
Some people have said that this is about nemesis. In 2014, 2015, these same APC people, they went to America and said there is religious persecution in Nigeria. Christians are being killed in Nigeria. America should do something about President Jonathan's administration. Okay, yeah, it's the God of Jonathan that is now responding to them. So it looks like nemesis. But this is our country, and we have an obligation to defend this country. The same Americans, when America is at war, you see that all of them will come together. They will put Nigeria first. This is a test about the policy of putting Nigeria first. All of us are in distress, whether we are Christians or enemies or Muslims. And that's the point that I've seen Omoyele Sowore making. That, look, what we need is good governance. If this country is properly governed, if this country is at peace, Rufai just quoted section 14 sub 2B of the Nigerian Constitution. Security and welfare of the people. It is a reminder, finally, that the Tinubu administration needs to do more to secure this environment, to make it peaceful. But I don't subscribe to the argument that America is coming for our oil. America, they are not. They are even supplying crude oil to Dangote refinery. They are not even buying our gas from Nigeria LNG. They are getting their gas from elsewhere. But there is a complexity. There are contradictions that we need to address. So some people say, oh, they are coming for our resources, as they did in Libya, Syria, and other parts of the world. No. We should not demarcate our country, but we should support government. And President Tinubu should seek help There are people in this country, I don't even know whether the Presidential Council on International Relations has been constituted. If it has not been constituted, now is the time. We have people who have experience. We need adults in the room, not or the small people around who think that they know everything. We need adults in the room. It should call for help from Obasanjo, from Anyanku, from Tiwa Danjuma, from Babangida, from all the people. This is the mess that APC has created, and they should correct it by acting swiftly.
Now, I'm talking about the US resources. Some people online have pointed out a simple fact. The United States has far more natural resources than Nigeria. According to a video online, Texas alone produces more crude oil than all of Nigeria combined. The US produces more corn and beef than all of Nigeria combined. States like Alaska are almost twice the size of Nigeria. California's economy alone is bigger than most African countries combined. And this shows us something important. America does not need Nigeria oil or gas. Their intervention, if any, if they will, because we've not seen any, or if they will, it is not about resources, according to what you've seen, but framed around religion and moral justification. It's just like we have to act. It is our right to act because these things are going wrong. As a superpower, normally when things go wrong like this, it is our right to just like intervene.
United States has more natural resources than Nigeria. I don't know that I will have to be explaining to grown-ass Nigerian people. The USA get natural resources past you. The oil in Texas is more than the oil in Nigeria. I am not even trying to joke. They produce more cow than the whole of Nigeria combined. They produce more corn than the whole of Nigeria combined. They have more oil, crude oil, than Nigeria combined. One state, Texas. Forget about what we learn for school. Forget about any other thing. Let's talk about common sense. The USA is so big to the extent that there's one state in USA called Alaska. Alaska is almost ×2 of Nigeria. If you carry Nigeria, put inside Alaska, it go swallow them. One state. I mean to tell you, say, Nigeria as a country, when a president in the rule, he gets states for America, where they bigger than Nigeria as a whole. And they get 50. Now, you get another state where they call Texas. Where do you think that when they are saying, oh, American is not Native American, they steal their land, they steal this thing? Do you think they were joking? That's a whole continent. USA is a whole continent. They disguise them as country. You get one state where they call California, their economy is better. If you combine all African countries together, maybe, except maybe you come out maybe 3. Because if you combine all of them, you go too much. Maybe you come out South Africa, come out Egypt. California economy alone. Now let's talk about land. Let's talk about farming. Anything you think of, anything you wish, it did here. Then we even get Amazon for this side, then get on there. Get Greenland, any form of land. That's the whole continent, bro. Every single thing we use in Nigeria, then they produce them there. Anything where they import, then they produce them for their place. Like, you don't just get the concept. See, America is so big to the extent that it gets some area where we say, like, they just leave them there. Nothing to use and do. It just they. They know discover them. They know even check whether oil they there. That's how big America is. See, USA is so big to the extent that the farm in USA, only farm in USA is bigger than the whole West Africa. I'm not talking about the cities. I mean farmland. Farmland where the USA is bigger than the whole of West Africa. See, Mom, stop the wine ourselves in all these things. I know you don't like them, but make your research now. Alaska is so big to the extent that it go swallow Nigeria, swallow Ghana, swallow Cameroon, still collect Niger join. One state. Wake up.
Now, here is analysis separating fear from facts. Here is the truth. The narrative that US is coming for our oil may be incorrect. I think it's incorrect. If they want your oil, it is deal. They will make deal with you. Yes, they will make deal. Now I'm talking about the moral framing. Talking about protecting Christian, it makes it politically charged. It's not necessarily based on full facts. Nigeria faces real internal security challenges, including herder-farmer clashes, banditry, Boko Haram, terrorism, and communal violence. Our leaders, the so-called leaders of Nigeria, must act. Nigeria needs experienced statement to guide diplomacy and security. I wonder who are Tinubu's consultants. Because these people are, when you see almost an ethnicity is in charge of everything, things might go wrong. There are best brain and best heads in scattered around several ethnicity. So the lesson is clear. Nigeria must defend itself first. Foreign threats, real or imagined, cannot replace good governance, unity, and security measures. Nigeria should focus on doing the right things. So as Nigerians, these are what you can do as a Nigeria. You should focus on building peace in your communities. Demand accountability from government for security and welfare. Avoid falling into fear or propaganda about foreign powers coming for our resources. Now, recognize that while external actors may have opinions, Nigeria's future depends on Nigeria themselves. Now, I'm trying to summarize everything and we're out of here. Trump's statement caused alarm, but the fact is that the resource fear is overblown. That is, I believe even a lot of people are trying to bring it up so as to make America stay clear. Meanwhile, a lot of things are going wrong. And looking at Abati's warning, it reminds us that the answers rely on good governance, peace, and national unity. These are the real answers. And as citizens, Nigerians must stay informed, demand accountability, and work together where necessary. So, this video reflects analysis and public commentary. The views expressed are for educational and informational purposes. Join the conversation, protect your area, stay informed.